Yes, there is in fact another MrBeast lawsuit that has just recently sprouted up, and this has to do with an OnlyFans creator who, for the sake of the Beast games, thought that they were required to delete their OnlyFans account. I ended up going over this on a live stream, so just giving you a heads up for how this is recorded. But of course, with all that being out of the way, hope you enjoy the video. MrBeast is once again getting another lawsuit, or I should just say Beast Games, Amazon, I think it's Beast Holdings LLC, is the thing that's being targeted today. And the reason for that is because one of the contestants terminated their OnlyFans account because they thought they needed to in order to advance along in the Beast Games competition. I actually spent money to get the court case documents for this, and I shouldn't have, and I'll explain why. So that was a $10 that went completely out the window, but let me explain. This comes from right over here. First thing that brought my attention to this is a gentleman here, Rob Frund, or Rob Frund. I apologize, I'm probably butchering the name there. A MrBeast Games contestant is suing for fraud because she says she was told to delete her OnlyFans account to continue to the second round of the competition. She deleted it because she believed doing so was mandatory. At the time, plaintiff's OnlyFans account was an established income-producing business that generated more than $5,000 a month. She says that the demand was false. Wiping OnlyFans accounts was not a mandatory condition of participating. Now, huge shout out to Rob. I went to go look for this court documentation. I was able to get a hold of it and, had to purchase it to, search it up, all that good stuff. And then he messaged me back. I'd sent him a message at the same time, and he just sent the information anyway. So again, huge shout out to him. I wish I'd waited a little bit longer, but I wanted this all prepared. So I have the full court document. There isn't a whole lot more in it outside of what gets highlighted. This is really interesting. I admittedly, I'd hopped into Nicholas DeOrio's stream shortly before this, and he actually was covering this. And he was saying that this was like another person falling victim to Darwinism, and I might have to agree with him. This is a very interesting one. Let's pop into the photo here. This is kind of explaining the complaint here. A defendant, through their employee and or agent, Jock, informed the plaintiff that she was required to delete her OnlyFans account. Before being told to delete it, plaintiff maintained an active OnlyFans account. They explain this, made a net monthly income of $5,000. On or about August 15th of 2024, so I believe back in the first Beast Games, Jock told plaintiff in substance and effect, so roughly, I would have to estimate, you have to delete your OnlyFans account if you want to participate in the second round. Plaintiff understood the statement to mean that deleting her OnlyFans account was mandatory and that she would otherwise be eliminated from or barred from the second round in Toronto. Jock identified himself or was presented to plaintiff as an employee and or agent of defendant in each of them, so Beast Games, and had apparent and or actual authority to convey contestant eligibility requirements because he was an agent of defendant in each of them. So effectively, they were like, okay, this employee told me I had to delete in substance and effect, so basically said I had to delete my OnlyFans, otherwise I wouldn't be able to continue with the competition. So they just full stop deleted their OnlyFans account, which it's a bit confusing to believe that like, okay, yeah, this individual is being told to delete it. And they're like, okay, so you're asking me to delete $60,000 of money that I make in a year for the sake of moving on to the next round in the Beast Games competition. And I followed through on that. I don't know why you would. I gotta side with Nick. This kind of sounds like a bit of Darwinism at play. Another interesting thing, we take a check down here. Were there other contestants with an OnlyFans account? And Rob here says, allegedly so. And here's the photo. While she was present at the second round of MrBeast Games, plaintiff spoke with other contestants who stated that they maintained their OnlyFans accounts, had not deleted them, and had nevertheless been allowed to participate. Plaintiff thereby discovered that the stated mandatory deletion requirement was false on or about August 19th of 2024. Deletion caused plaintiff to lose an established subscriber base, recurring subscription revenue, content library, customer goodwill, and the momentum of discoverability associated with the existing account. So yeah, I mean, they deleted, that would be like me deleting my account for the sake of going on like Wheel of Fortune. If they had told me I had to quit my job to do it, I wouldn't have done it. I'm kind of blown away. I don't quite understand where this person may be coming from here, especially when it's making $60,000 a year. And then here, someone had mentioned, and this was actually brought up on Nicholas's stream as well, this lawsuit is called advertising. Rob responds, plaintiff's name turns up no results on Google, OnlyFans handle not mentioned anywhere in the complaint. If there's an advertising angle, it's not being deployed very well. So again, selling your body online for only 5K a month is crazy. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. We don't really have any more information other than, yes, this is legitimate. Now, kind of reading it over and seeing that they've kind of made a point not to include the name of this individual, I will also not include their name. And if there is any further information that I end up finding very interesting about this lawsuit, I will let you guys know in the full video. I'll take a look at this after stream, go through the entire document. If there's anything else worthy of note, I'll bring it up in the video, so you'll get a little exclusive content in there. Editor Quinthio, I did end up going back through the case itself, and truly there is nothing more significant than what was covered originally by what I've covered so far in the video and what the other individual on Twitter had done. Just wanted to make that clear for you guys, as I just said that I would go back and check, and yeah, truly nothing. So back to the video. Again, kind of mind-blowing that these people who are like, you're getting, you're gambling at a chance to win money in a game show, and they're telling you to quit your job. Like any of you, if MrBeast or an employee came up to you and was like, hey, you got to quit your full-time job just to go to the next round, are you doing that? Like, are you not going to ask questions? Like, is that not going to be something that weighs heavily for at least a moment, or at the very least is like that's a really hard choice to make. Like, I don't really quite understand that. She thought being in the games would boost her up. Sounds like that didn't happen. Well, I don't know MrBeast or his company to be one that's advertising anyone's OnlyFans, any of the creators that are on it. If anything, that ends up creating an issue for the Beast brand, since they're predominantly, their audience, their audience is usually of a younger type. So having contestants that have OnlyFans accounts might be a bad thing for them. So if anything, it kind of is like, well, maybe there is weight to some employee overstepping and saying something like that. But again, that's still such a stretch. Like, it really would be hard. It's hard for me to believe just right now that they did that and they weren't fucking around. Because there were other contestants, again, that apparently had OnlyFans accounts and were not required to delete them, and they moved on. Editor Quinthio here, just kind of wanting to make a clarification on the point that I just made. Although I made the point that it would be tough for me to believe that this person's just messing around, I think kind of looking at it as I'm editing through this, it would be also, equally as difficult for me to believe that this individual that had the OnlyFans was making this decision lightly. And just kind of running through that line of logic, I think they were convinced truly by this individual that they're claiming, was at the company that was speaking to them. I think they were truly convinced, and it was done so in a meaningful way, that they needed to delete their OnlyFans account to progress in the game show. I don't know if in that same position I would have the same lack of risk aversion that this individual seems to have, but maybe they were in a better position than I understand them to be coming into the Beast games. But I just wanted to include this point as, listening back to myself, I think there is a fair point to the other side of this argument being, if these allegations are true, if their claims that they are making are true about what was told to them, that they weren't making that decision lightly, and that's just kind of my first read of it was the opposite. But that's it. Back to the video. Not to mention, wasn't it like $1 million prize for winner? It's stupid she deleted it, but the prospect of $1 million was on the table. Wouldn't you be convinced to do the same? If I'm up against 1,000 people, which I believe the first Beast Games was like technically around, if I was up against 250 people, no, I would not be convinced. I know I'm a YouTuber. I know I've tried to make this work, but I'm a bit more risk averse than that. That's kind of insane. And yeah, going into court, going to sue MrBeast's company, one of the wealthiest companies around, I mean, at least in entertainment, is quite a bold move to go for like an advertising approach. It might just be wiser to buy the advertisements and not go through this PR mess, especially when, like you said, they don't do a really good job of advertising their name connected to their OnlyFans account. Don't understand how delusional people are. Sure, that could be the case, that this individual is just delusional enough to think that that's the right move to make, but I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. So I guess we're just going to wait on that court case. It almost sounds like she got fucked around with by an employee that thought it would be funny to make a joke about it or something. And then maybe they took it too far, or maybe they actually wanted her. I don't know. I don't know. It's a bit too vague as of right now. That brings this video to a close. Very curious to hear your thoughts on this one in particular, but if you ended up enjoying it, please be sure to leave this video a like, perchance a hype while you're at it. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Gets us a little closer to that sweet, sweet gold play button. And if you'd prefer listening to my content instead, got this all now on Spotify. So I'll leave a link in the description to this video and you can follow me through there. But with all of that, of course, out of the way, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye.